When you think about Christmas today, what images pop into your mind? Is it something like this, in which most people picture a hustle and bustle of shopping, decorating, and then, of course, the joyful and sometimes very loud time on Christmas morning, opening presents? And even though Christmas is often commercialized because of these kinds of things, I think that these things can be good because they help us to celebrate, and it's good to celebrate. But when you think of the very first Christmas, what image pops into your head? Probably a little different, isn't it? If you're like me, when you think of the very first Christmas, you think about the dark night on which Jesus was born. And yet, even on such a dark night, the brightest light had invaded the darkness. And because Jesus was born, we also may now walk in the light of life. In context, our verses in Mark today talk about how we are to live in the light as believers in God. As we believe in the gospel, trusting in Jesus, we're to shine the light of Christ to all the world. And yet because of our sin and selfishness, we don't always do that, right? We have this natural inclination to hide our light, fearing what others may think of us, or even fearing what we might miss out on if we were to really go all in on Jesus, all in with Jesus. But God invites us to taste and see that He's good. And in doing so, we obtain a light in us that bursts forth from our lives, demanding to be shown to all the world around us. And even if we attempt to hide that light, it seems that God promises in verse 22 that that light will be shown. We can't conceal it forever. God will glorify His name through us, and He invites us now to be active, joyful participants in displaying His glory. And additionally, if we think that we can hide our sin from God and from others, we'd be deceiving ourselves. There's nothing hidden, Mark says, that will not be revealed. And even our secret sins will eventually be brought into the light. In fact, God already knows them. It's a little secret that pastors know. God already knows all of our sins. We can't hide from God. God knows how we've sought out worldly pleasures, whether greed or lust or even entertainment, and how we've neglected to give Him praise for all the good things that He's given us in life. God knows our sin better than we know our sin. God knows all things and deserves all praise, and He knows that we even deserve death and hell because of our sin. That sounds scary, doesn't it? But it's actually a very good thing. You see, God knows all of our dirt, all of our darkness, all of our sin. And yet He continues to love us. As Torrin Wells sang so beautifully in his song Known, I'm fully known and loved by You. Fully known and loved by You. Which to me sounds a lot like the words of one of my favorite Christmas hymns, "O Little Town of Bethlehem." You can sing it with me when it says, "The hopes and fears of all the years are met in Thee tonight." See, because of our sin, we fear being known. So we hide from God, and yet we all hope to be truly known, longing for it. And in Jesus, we are fully known and loved by God.